Hi guys, um, here we go. We're here, third place playoff today. Hopefully, a better result than we've got in the semi-final against England. It is Australia versus Sweden, a European powerhouse versus the Aussies. Hi guys, got the volume working. We're chilling. Good. Let us know of your score predictions down below. Interesting to see what everyone thinks for this game. We're excited for this one. Hope everyone's enjoying their Saturday at the moment. Alright, here's the national anthem of Sweden's been sung. We move on to the Australian national anthem. How are we all going, guys? Alrighty, I think we're ready to go now. Here we go. Teams currently being read out. Australia unchanged in that semi-final. The unfortunate semi-final loss to England. Interesting to see how they approach this one. Again, will it be more of a counter-attacking style? Be interesting to see. Still with that Alana Kennedy, the centre-back there. She wasn't ill. It seems like it's concussion protocol, so she's missing through that. Australia back in that classic turquoisey kit, the one we dominated against Canada with. So exciting times. A really big tournament, obviously success so far, no matter what for the Matildas. But I think you get a third place and it just feels a bit better. It feels a bit more successful. So important if we can get this result tonight against Sweden, a very strong Sweden side. Finished third or fourth in the last few tournaments. So expecting a lot from them. Here we go, about to get kicked off now. Alrighty, let's go. We're underway now. It'll be an interesting sort of game. I expect a bit more of a closer clash than we got against England. England looked very, very impressive. That first game there. My early prediction, as Sweden are through on the right-hand side here. Shot across goal. Great save from Arnold. And it's kept up Ellie Carpenter, but poor start from the Aussies. Very poor start. As I was saying, my prediction for this game, I'm probably going to go... I'm going to be confident. I'm going to go Australia winning this one 2-1. I think we'll go to extra time tonight. I think it's going to be such a close battle that you just expect like an extra time result tonight. But a solid start, I think, for Sweden on the front foot early. Obviously playing at Brisbane Stadium where Australia have been so very, very confident and played very well. Obviously, some big wins here, including that penalty shootout win against France. So excited to see how it all works out tonight. Early on, it seemed like Sweden just doing what they do best, just dictating the ball in possession, and Australia once again sitting in and letting teams sort of play with possession in their half. Early on, you see Sam Kerr pressing very high up and forcing a mistake. Looks like, there we go, and Polkinghorn can clean up. Obviously, Alana Kennedy, the big loss again, still currently out. Concussion protocols, it seems. But that's a better performance for Australia. I think a third-place game, I know it's still enough to play for, but it's not as much to lose if you're playing in a third-place game versus a semi-final. Sweden through again here. On the ball across the box, hasn't really reached anyone in particular. But a solid start for the Swedes. The ball goes in the box again, and Arnold collects again. Like I said, that last game, very dominant in her box, so nothing to worry about there. But once again, the defence being carved open. We're seeing the replay of that first chance here. Slow start from the Aussies. There's Russo and Carpenter, who made the crucial mistake here against England to allow the game to go to 3-1, which basically killed the game off in the end. And Kearney Cross miscontrolling again. Another player who is going to be very influential in this game. Really underperformed, I think, in that semi-final match. Wasn't the only one. I think a lot of girls struggled in that game. I think Kerr, to a lesser extent, Fowler really played well, but they didn't get enough time on the ball. And I expect big lifts from Carpenter, Cooney Cross in this game to push Australia on, hopefully get a win tonight. But again, all to play for. A bit more freedom. It's not a World Cup final or a World Cup semi-final. So hopefully the girls go out there and play a bit more expressively compared to the game against England, where they really got passed around at times as Sweden kicked the ball straight out of bounds. Hope everyone's enjoying the game and the World Cup so far. Can't show the game, mate. Sorry. I'm on Optus. He's all free to watch on 7, mate, though. Sweden again down the channels. And Polkyong should clean it up. Yep, she's cleaned it up nicely. Again, a lot of pressure in this defence again. Look like Sweden are going to dictate possession like England did. So, got to make sure control possession when we have the opportunity to. Because these European sides, they know how to play in possession, especially Sweden, a very strong team on the ball. Similar to England in that way, but I think not as clinical in the final third as we squeeze the ball away. Here's Rasso, the pacey winger cutting inside, holding off the challengers, and allowing Caitlin Ford a chance in the left to attack down the left-hand side. Trying to get the ball to the box, appealing for handball. I'm going to get it. It's a very lucky call. Ball was blasted straight into the Swedish defender, Born there, from almost not even a yard away, but the hand is away from the body, so I guess a fair call in the end. But an early chance now, free kick in a really dangerous area for Australia. Get that ball in the box, get Sam Kerr and the centre-backs on the back of this, and we could get an early lead for Australia. So 5 minutes in the game, it's been the balance so far. It looks like it's going to be a ball into the box. And Steph Kelly, I think, standing over it. Obviously, Sam Kerr will be the target. Polking got another target in there as well. I think it'll be a Steph Catley left-footed outswinger for the girls to attack to. Leave your predictions, guys, in the comments. What do you think the game result's going to be today? I've got Australia winning 2-1 after extra time. I think it's going to be a close sort of cagey first half. I think Australia will get the win at the end of it. The home crowd behind them. Here we go, Australia on a free kick. Left side of the area. It's Kelly to whip it in. Well, a very poor ball. Didn't get past the first challenge. Cooney Cross picks it up now, and Australia can apply a bit of pressure here with Gorry on the ball. And she'll look to recycle back towards Mackenzie Arnold, and Australia will start it again. Get your match predictions in the comments down below, guys. And a poor pass and a possession back with the Swedes, who obviously took the big scalp in this tournament early on, beating the USA. Obviously the famous penalty that crossed the line by an inch basically to knock out the USA, who are always favourites going into a Women's World Cup. They're always a very strong side, so an impressive side nonetheless. Aussie's got their work cut out for them today. Early on, I think the Australians just working their way into it after a strong first 5 minutes for the Swedes. And as I say, that Caitlin Ford's touch eludes her and goes out of bounds. And control midfield from the Swedes there. The game is on 7, mate. I'm on Optus, so I can't show the game, guys. International viewers, if there are any, I'm not sure in your area, but got a streaming service here which I cannot display the game on. But an early good start here for the Aussies. Battling well. Here we go, Sweden in midfield. It's going to be a good midfield battle this game. I think it's going to be neck and neck at times. Great ball over the top. And just trickles out of bounds for the Swedes. Yeah, it's going to be a really tight midfield battle in this game, I think. I expect Cooney Cross to have a bigger impact this game versus that semi-final against England. I think the English midfield really shown up. The Australian midfield, it can be very, very empty in there with the basically four up front. I think Fowler, despite probably playing a bit wider, you've got Caitlin Ford, Sam Kerr there, and Rasso as well, which basically makes a front four, and it leaves Cooney Cross and Gorry very isolated the midfield. So if Sweden can overload that area, they could get a bit more luck in this game, and that could be their avenue to goal. It seems like early on that's the plan for them to play through the Australian midfield, which looking more like a 4 out of possession, but on transition, the Australian midfield is quite empty. He's quite weak in there. Sweden just dictate the game in possession here. Obviously, Australia have not beaten Sweden at a World Cup to this point in time, so a bit of history could be made tonight if Australia are to get the bronze medal, I guess you can put it, or third place in this third match playoff here. And obviously a very exciting fixture for the final coming up tomorrow. Obviously England and Spain, the winner which will be the first time for them winning in a Women's World Cup, so very exciting to see there. As Gorry's at a poor tackle, and here comes Sweden on the left-hand flank. And Arnold once again commanding in that 6-yard box, goal-beating that ball up. We've seen a lot of times as Women's World Cup balls in from the corner or whipping the ball in from the flanks have been dangerous. Of many keepers are underrun balls. I remember the Ireland-Canada game here in Perth where the keeper conceded straight from the corner. So always dangerous from the wide areas. That's Polkinghorn, poor touch and out of play. You see, Tony Gustafsson is done a remarkable job so far with this Australian team. The country right, well and truly behind the team. I think it's been his work to strong in tournament cup football as Gorry again with a poor late challenge. Sweden early on, very good at getting the ball back early. I think time on turnover will be very interesting to see because I think Sweden, once they lose the ball, they're trying to get it back instantly. In Australia, not liking that high pressing nature from the Swedes, playing into their benefit so far. As now Sweden having a chance to get the ball in the area with a set piece here. Ball goes to the back post. Ellie Carpenter heads away. And we have a throw for Sweden. Poor ball into the box. Early on, all possession in the Swedes' half. Dominating with 75% of possession at the moment. The pressing game for Australia. We haven't seen it quite as yet. We saw it come out a bit more in that second half against England where they were forced to get in the front foot and try and get a goal. So we'll see how that all works out today. Obviously, the pace of the Australian forwards will be a strength, and if we can get the ball back in midfield and try and counter-attack, that'll be the way to goal today. There you go, ball sprayed out towards the right-hand flank here, and well dealt with by Steph Catley, but once again, Sweden pinning back the Aussies, playing those balls over the top, that high line Australia are going with today. And they did against England as well. But once again, Sweden passing the ball so cleanly. Mary Fowler nips in there, but unable to control possession of Sweden on the edge of the area. It's Anderson now on the ball. Great ball to the right-hand flank. Just overhit. It'll be a goal kick for the Aussies. Once again, Sweden doing their best in possession. Very strong in possession. Just pounding there to the coach of the Swedish side, Gerd Hasson. He's done a good job this World Cup. I think they'll be upset not to make the the final after equalising in that semi against a Spanish star, but then conceding minutes after. So an unfortunate way for them to go out there. Disappointing sort of 5-10 minutes as Sam Kerr's nodded that on, and here comes Caitlin Ford on the left-hand side. And well defended though. A lot of work cut out for Bjorn today, and Anderson, those fullbacks with Australia's really pacey wingers. Always going to be a threat. Been a threat for all sides so far in this World Cup. We saw Canada really struggle to contain the pace of the Australians and, struggle to keep possession of the football, because I think the way about the Aussies is you got to keep possession. You got to get the ball out of their feet, because, the likes of these wingers, these speedy wingers, Caitlin Ford and even Catley and Carpenter, the fullbacks get on beyond Rasso and the likes of these wingers. It's a dangerous time for the opposition. As we tick towards the 15-minute mark. Strong start for Sweden so far. It's Gorry who wins it back. A poor ball, but it's going to get it back here. And unfortunately, dribble the ball out of play. Goal kick for the Swedes. But like in the semi-final, I was very, very happy with this Gorry's work in that game. And again, getting in there, such a tenacious, robust midfielder there, and just unlucky not to get her own ball back. Just came off her foot down, about to control the ball, and she dribbled the ball out of play. Let us know, guys, if you're watching down below, your score predictions for this game. Even your prediction for the winner of the Women's World Cup. Obviously, the big game tomorrow between England and Spain. There'll be a first-time winner no matter what tomorrow, so very exciting to see who can get on top there. I feel like England has been so good at this World Cup. Haven't lost yet. Obviously, the Spanish have been awesome as well, but just like the momentum the English have had so far. Very, very strong defensively. Obviously, the Spanish have so many goals in them. They're goal-scoring machines in this World Cup, so interesting to see how that all matches up. As we see the stats down below there, possession in control, 66% for the Swedes, only 22% for the Aussies. And a lot of the plays being played in the Aussie half of the field. As like another lob ball at the back. Ellie Carpenter gets that ball behind. Obviously, the big mistake in that semi-final led to that third goal. It basically killed the game off for the English there. Mackenzie Arnold's goal kick. She looks like we're playing long here. So far, as expected, Sweden in possession, very strong. Australia working their way into it. Looking to use the pace of Rasso. And here she is now. Rasso's picked the ball up. Edge of the area. Oh, it's just being blocked away. As he recycles the Kerr on this wide right flank side. There's Gorry in a dangerous spot. And it's Rasso now from far right. Oh, got a cross blocked. And that's just a half chance there for the Aussies. Ellie Carpenter now picks the ball up. Her touch evades her. Australia's still in possession. It's Rasso. He's really on the touchline now. Plays a little 45 to Gorry. He turns. Can try to get a ball in the box, but poor ball and intercepted again. But there we see it, Australia with half chances. They have a chance to change this game. And Polkingham's kept the ball in the Australian possession. Cooney Cross plays Fowler. He gets it back to Cooney Cross, but the ball deflected away from Sam Kerr. But Cooney Cross wins it again. Australia just... Caitlin Ford from the left. Great ball in the box. And just evades Mary Fowler, who's running that diagonal to the boards of the box. And Sweden just can't clear their lines at the moment. It's a bit of pressure for the Aussies. And it was all Cooney Cross. That interception allowed Kerr to be played in. And Ford's ball was a great ball, just too high there for Fowler. And I thought Rasso would be sneaking at the back post, but it was just a bit flat-footed. Here to the replay. Rasso pick up on a half chance. Similar to how England exposed Australia in that semi-final, but unable to score the one-on-one. And Australia's first corner of the game. Steph Catley's left-footed in-swinger. Here we go. How's the delivery going to be? Catley to whip the ball in. Floated in towards Polkinghorn and just couldn't get any direction of that ball, and it should just trickle away for a Swedish goal kick, but promising signs for Australia. Good little 2 to 3 minute spell there. A good ball in from Catley and just nudged under it, Polkinghorn, so unable to get shot on target, but a strong start there. That's what we want for Australian fan point of view. Kearney Cross getting on the ball, intercepting that in the front half. We've got to press high when we have the opportunity. Australia need that ball in possession as much as possible. It's Musovic, the goalkeeper, had the goalkeeper kick. Sweden once again just doing their best in possession. Just hearing of the broadcast that there's more Australians playing in Sweden than Swedes playing in Sweden, so just goes to show how global the game has become. As Australia win it back with Steph Catley. On a great little ball in a Kerr. He holds the ball up well and can play in Razzo. Bit heavy and overcooked the pass and a chance missed, really. Razzo, Kerr could have been slightly lighter footed. Rolled that ball in a bit more nicely and Razzo could have been on the end of it. Could have had a shot at goal, but nice ball from Steph Catley. Well controlled initially by Kerr, but the ball was just too heavy and Razzo just couldn't have the feet speed to keep that ball in play. Once again, though, Australia's last 5 minutes, very, very solid. Getting back in the game, pressing up high, winning that ball in halfway and keeping the ball in the Swedish half, which is more of what we want to see from the Australians. Kearney Cross winning the header in midfield and Fowler trying to play the ball through. 14 plus. I'll take 14 plus, Mitch. Claire Hunt deals with that ball over the top and Mackenzie Arnold can clear. But clear only out of bounds. Again, the Highland of Australia looking to be exposed in this one. Claire Hunt, the leader of that back line at the moment. And Carpenter poor back heel out of play. Obviously, the word in the World Cup so far has been very, very exciting here in Australia to have a World Cup in the country and in New Zealand as well. I think it's been a success so far. As we see Australia push forward, and Razzo's ball deflected out of play from the Swedish. But yeah, the World Cup's been such a success so far. Had the pleasure to go to 4 games here in Perth, my home state. And all the games, the turnout's been remarkable. Don't think we've had many games where there's been empty seats in the crowd. I think it's been well supported, not only from the home fans, but international fans coming across. It's a long way to travel to Australia, but there's always been a solid away support from all the other international sides. As you see that ball put into an area, and Kearney's cross pass is poor, and picked off and through ball, which Claire Hunt deals with very well. He can play back to Gorry. Well defended there. But yeah, overall, I think a really big success. Obviously in Australia, the support has been remarkable for the Matildas, but also for the game. A lot of neutral fans like myself heading out to games and watching other countries play. And the quality of football has just been remarkable. Higher than what I expected. Obviously, always comes with a bit of a stereotype, but the quality of football so far has just been very, very high and nothing to be frowned at as Carpenter poorly turns the ball off around in midfield and Polkinghorne wins that back very nicely. As Mary Fowler can pick the ball up in midfield, playing that number 10 looks like today, and can feed Gorry. He's driving now and plays the ball out far right. It's 4 down the right to Carpenter, to the back post and Razzo. It's a shot towards the near post and well saved. And it's the first big open chance for Australia. Musovic done a great job there to keep the ball out the back of the net. Ellie Carpenter steamy on the far right-hand side, overlapping ball. Razzo, great touch, and then skips on that right foot and probably going to sneak in the back of the net. Everyone's Velusovic there, making the solid double hand. Yeah, it was sneaking in as well. Solid shot, solid save. Australia building in this one now. Kearney crosses right footing in swinger now. Can they get a goal from a corner? It's been an avenue for a lot of goals in this World Cup so far. Kearney cross the take. Well flighted ball But well dealt with by Lucevic. Very poor effort into the box there. Sweden look to now come back the other way. Game just starting to open up a little bit here. And a great ball at the back, which Arnold's going to come and collect well. But again, Australia's high line looking like it's going to be exposed many times. Very solid start so far. Sweden probably the better of the teams the first of 10 to 15 minutes. But the last 10 minutes, Australia, very, very solid. More time possession, more time in the Swedish half of the ground. And probably the best chance of the game. I think the opening chance for Sweden wasn't too bad, but getting right close to the goal and forcing a big save out of Lucevic there. Heli Rasso. That's Fowler. Look at the feet, magic feet there in midfield. The ball reaches forward. He's gone back to that left-hand side. Little inverted ball to Catley. He's now playing it inverted. Cooney Cross has a chance to spray a ball and it's too long and too far and wide. But once again, the game very stretched, very end-to-end. Very stereotypical third-place playoff match. Entertaining watch so far. We've just ticked over 25 minutes. Just past halfway of this first half. Well, then from poking on there, he clears away. And Sam Kerr picks up so well, but from an offside position. The Chelsea forward, obviously, big season for them this year. They're going to try and gain a few more trophies in the WSL. Powerhouse of a club. The ball's played into the feet. Or who's taken down, the Swedish forward taken down. Oh, and the ball clipped in, and it clips the post. A great effort, and it's Kenyard there. He got the header and flicked it on. It just came off the crossbar. Great ball initially into the forward. He was taken down by a clumsy old challenger from Claire Hunt. Surprised not a penalty. It could be a penalty. Even the header, what a ball in the box and flicked on and just comes straight off the post. Oh. No, it's more of a little pushover and... Oh no, there is a collecting the feet there. And the forward for the Swedish has a case here. And VAR's having a look at it and I think this will be overturned. There is collision between feet. Yeah, and it only means one thing. When the referee has a look at the monitor, we can only expect one thing. That's to be the decision to be overturned. This should be a penalty. A very poor, clumsy challenge from Claire Hunt. And it looks like this one will be a clear-cut penalty for me. A very clumsy challenge. And see the right foot of Claire Hunt collects the right foot of the Swedish forward. And that is a penalty nailed on for me. Another poor mistake from the Australian defence again, just letting us down. They've been so solid in the lead-up, the semi-final and this third-place playoffs, a lot of clumsy mistakes. And Blackstenius has got a reason to go down there. And I think this will be overturned. Just waiting for the VAR decision here. The referee has finished looking at the box. She's come back and it's a penalty. Yep, it's a penalty given. A very poor mistake in the box and undoubtedly a clear-cut penalty. And once again, the defence for the Aussies letting us down. Another poor mistake from the Aussies. I may be there later on today, James. If all goes well, I should be there tonight. But an awful mistake, and Blacken's, yeah, she has the chance to go down there. Sam Kerr's not happy, the Australian crowd isn't happy, but for me, it just has to, it's a nailed-on penalty for me. And it's number 16 now for Sweden to step up with a big penalty kick. The first goal is always very important in these sort of games. Can Mackenzie Arnold pull out some more remarkable efforts and more remarkable saves? We saw her in that quarter-final make some huge saves. And here we go. There's Rolfo to step up for Sweden. Mackenzie Arnold, this ground, this place at this end made some remarkable saves only 7 days ago. It's Rolfo and Arnold. A poor mistake from Hunt has led to this penalty kick. It's Rolfo to step up. Mackenzie Arnold needs to make a save. And she scored. Rolfo back of the net. And Australia are down 1-0. Really, really costly mistake there from Claire Hunt. Another defensive mistake for the Australians. Leads to another goal. And this time the Swedish have pounced from a penalty spot. A few happy Swedish fans in the crowd, but Australia once again. Mistakes are going to cost them. And Mackenzie went the right way, but just couldn't get a palm down to that. And it's a very, very good penalty from Rolfo. A very, very classy Swedish forward has made it count here. And you can't do much about that. If you're Mackenzie Arnold, she gets the right way, but just not able to get her palm down, the left palm down low enough. And once again, Australia have to come from behind. Third goal this tournament for Rolfo. And after a little stage of dominance, after 30 minutes, Australia are down in this game, but it's nicked back by Gorry again. And just pushed off it. And Rolfo does defensive work there. And Caitlin Ford with a poor challenge. A lot of frustration out there in the field. The crowd's frustrated. Sam Kerr looks frustrated. It just hasn't gone their way in the last few games and costly mistakes. And yeah, poor challenge by Caitlin Ford. Arguably a card there, cardable offence there. Coming through. Oh, it's a stinger there in the back of the calf. Swedish have been rewarded for their solid start to this game. 1-0 leaders from the penalty spot from Rolfo. Let us know, guys, all of you here in the chat room, your predictions of this game. I have got Australia 2-1 win. Is that looking likely? Probably not so much right now that they're down, but we'll see how it goes. It's now Gorry who plays Carpenter. It's a solid start to this game, and it's Razzo has turned well. The new Real Madrid winger. No good goal from the referee here. Obviously, VAR gets slandered a fair bit, but I think it was a fair call. It was a solid call, and Australia to do their work from behind once again. It's Gorry skipping past more midfielders and plays the Carpenter out here on the right-hand side. The Swedes look neat and tidy in possession, so can the Australians match that? Can they match that quality on the ball here? We'll see, wait and see, but here we come again. Little chip ball into Sam Kerr, takes it down really well. Oh, I just can't get her feet cleared and the shot away. And I think flag for offside as well, but once again, the threat. Sam Kerr, always a threat. No matter what country she's playing. And she might have been onside, actually. Very, very marginal. If that ball ended in the back of the net, it'd be interesting to see how that one would have been lined up in VAR. But once again, needing to get the ball into the likes of Mary Fowler, into the likes of Sam Kerr. These girls look very solid in both semi-final and the early 30 minutes of this game. Sam Kerr shaking her head there. She is frustrated, understandably as well. The Australians have struggled the first portion of this game. It's Sam Kerr. Gets a wide over her feet and forwards unwell. Great little feet. Kelly now from the left. A ball into the box. Oh, and taken away from Kerr by Gorry. And a wild-headed effort over the bar. But again, half chances are there. Got to make the most of these chances, I feel like. Got to capitalise. And a decent ball from Catley, who was looking for Kerr, but obviously Gorry runs over that and heads wildly over the crossbar. We've got just about 10 minutes to go in this game, in this first half. Obviously, guys, for those who are watching, the podcast is out for this week with Joel Curtis. A great chat for you cricket fans out there, or for those interested in just finding out, I guess, more about the mental side of the game, of cricket and sport, and also about running a business. A great story behind Hayes does his PT work and connects via social media. But here comes Australia with Caitlin Ford. Rolls the ball into Catley, who crosses the box, and Razzo just can't get their foot on the end of that. And the Swedes can clear now. And they can use the Swedish forward now. He just holds the ball up and can recycle for the Swedes. And Australia, again, so close to equaling this game up. Steph Catley looking very, 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 very lively in this game. Getting to the bar line, getting good balls into the box. An open encounter here. With a big occasion for both these teams to play for, probably a bigger occasion for Australia at home. A chance to make some history. But for the Swedes, they've been here before. They've played in a lot of these third and fourth games, so they've got the experience. And in between, they've carved open the Australian midfield here. And a shot that's blocked away from Polkinghorne. And shielded well away from Caitlin Ford, the defending, and she's let the runner through. A smart little ball that's just rolled out of the way, and it'll be a Arnold goal kick. Solid start from the Aussies. Even better start, though, for the Swedes so far. Deserved of their 1-0 lead, but Australia just working their way into this game. More time possession. The midfield, once again, looking very weak. Undersized, maybe undermanned a bit in there. Once again, all to play for so far. There's Katrina Gorry. It looks like we'll be dragging back here for a possible head collision. Looks like a bit of a knock here for Eriksson. Not sure where the contact really was. The chin into the shoulder of Kerr looks like, but not much in it, I don't think. But obviously, the precautions these days with head collisions are very great. We have a pause in this game. Obviously, the big game tomorrow, the World Cup final that will be played at Stadium Australia, England and Spain. Really excited for the outcome of that game. Early prediction for you guys at home. I think I'm going to go England winning that one. I'm going to go 3-2. I think there'll be goals in the game. Both teams have really come good in front of God in the last few games. Obviously, England with that 6-goal thrashing of China. There's been goals galore in the Spanish games, but I think the good vibes are going to keep rolling there with the English, and they'll take out another trophy. I got them winning that one, 3-1. Obviously, a really impressive side. Unfortunate for Australia to come up against them because arguably one of the best women's teams in the world at the moment within the Finalissima, the European Championship as well. So they can make a third trophy. That'll be a remarkable sort of last 18 months, 18 to 24 months for the English side under Serena Weigmann. As we're back on in this game now. It's Cooney Cross from deep. He plays a great ball. It's ball control from Kerr, who turns, and a touch just evades her. Once again, the acrobatics of Sam Kerr. Haaland-esque. Well won by Katrina Gorry. And wins herself a throw. Really well done. The strongest player for Australia at the moment. Her and Sam Kerr stand out so far. As we look back at this touch, look at that. Wow. That is a remarkable touch. The ball flung out here to Rasso, the Real Madrid winger. Rasso tries to get the ball in the box. It's fallen to Fowler, whose touch is poor. Razzo, they do inverted ball to Carpenter, who can play Gorry, who's flat-footed and well nicked in. And one back by Fowler. And a great challenge for the Swedish. And here come the Swedes on the counter. Steph Catley, well played. And he is starting to open up over this game. Bit end-to-end. The Swedes looking very, very strong in transition. We've got 7 minutes here to play in this first half. Actually, the ball recovery time, 10 seconds for the Swedes versus only 18 for Australia. Both very quick, though. And it's going to be a lot of that transition type game tonight, looks like. Kelly plays forward. His reverse ball is not there. And the Swedes have a chance down the edge of the area. Pakistani plays deeper now, and the Swedes will start again and recycle this ball. Well, entertaining watch so far. Really been, I guess, happily excited by the way that there's sort of been a more end-to-end battle. Obviously, Australia have played quite defensive in the last few games, especially the quarterfinal and semi-finals. So good to see them on the front foot a bit more in this game. Sweden just trying to take the sting out of the game a little bit here. Control possession. Take this rampant and raucous Aussie crowd out of it. As once again, Sweden trying to play over the top. Blackstenius shields the ball well from Claire Hunt and can turn, and great hold-up play there, and that's what the Swedes need now. They can get in behind this Aussie midfielder, which they do well. Claire Hunt recovers well. Rosen goes and plays far left-hand side here from the left back. It's a great ball in the box, and a great effort. Oh, and saved well for Marnold. The sting probably was taken out of it a bit there, but a solid effort from the Swedes and a great build-up. Aslani there with the effort on the outside of the boot, and what a goal that would have been. We speak about goals going back to Sam Kerr's effort in that semi-final. That was arguably the best goal of this World Cup. A smashing effort from 30 yards out, it felt like. And for that moment, I've got the clip up on the YouTube channel. I went nuts. I think the whole country went berserk. That was one of the best goals I've seen in some time. A great hit from well and truly outside the box. And probably the goal of the tournament in this tournament as Sweden get going forward again as we hit the 40-minute mark here. Oh, and a solid hit. It was swerving and all over the place and nearly ended up in the far left corner. Angadol there coming from a deep position and just first touch clears the feet, and the second touch nearly ended up in the back of the net. Just showing the threat that the Australians have to deal with here. As we look at that effort there, I'll have the shin, but it always ended in the back of the net there. Not well controlled, but a remarkable effort there. As Raza tries to turn, and he's fouled in the process. As we approach half time here, I don't think there'll be many minutes of out of time on this game. And this first half's been quite open, quite end to end. Other than for the VAR check, so I only expect 2 or 3 minutes of out of time. Gorry's hacked down there in the midfield as well. JC's been good already. Good trainer, Gorry in possession. Picking the ball up, driving into dangerous areas. Clearance away, well taken down by Mary Fowler, who's had a great tournament so far. Caitlin Ford with a great little inside the out ball. Oh, and Fowler just couldn't get on the end of it. Wow, a great chance, a great ball from Caitlin Ford, who's looked classy in this match so far. And Gorry again, just dictating that midfield. Plays a Kearney cross. Those two dynamic all tournament in there. You can run past a few and get past 3 or 4 there. Well played. And the reverse ball to Fowler intercepted. But Gorry again, so tenacious. But now Sweden, bit of a power play 2-on-2. Australia stretched. Blackstenius now can stand up Carpenter. Oh, and a right-footed effort just wide. But once again, the danger of Sweden on the counter-attack is there to be seen. Australia got to be careful not to commit too many bodies forward. As Rolfo in the end, his right-footed effort just sprayed wide. Looking for a second. Mackenzie Arnold clears long for Kerr to flick on, and a great take there from Ford. She sprays the ball out for Russo to chase, and Chasey does, and Chasey does well. Great effort. And it keeps the ball with the Aussies. They go quickly with Ellie Carpenter from the right. Can slide in Hallie Razzo. And she'll win a corner for Australia. Here we come. Just building this game. The crowd are right behind the Aussies here. My eye. Here we go. Catley's left-footed in swinger to come. Oh, he's needing a goal. A goal on half-time here would be massive. It changed the half-time team talk, all right. It's Catley's ball to take. Here we go. In swinger. With flight. Oh, foul was free at the back post. It's come out. Cody crosses ball. It's a dangerous ball. Oh, that was fumbled in the end, but Musovic made the most of it and claimed the second attempt. Cooney Cross's first-time effort, scuffed. Nevertheless, it was towards the target and, a bit of a fumble. Oh, and a back pass. That's questionable. And been taken. A massive sigh of relief there from Polkinghorn, because that back pass, Mackenzie Arnold, was never had enough sting in it. And that's what happens when you got players that haven't played all tournament coming in for big games. It's rusty. It's more with defensive mistakes, and you got to say, with the exclusion of Alana Kennedy, this defence has looked very, very shaky at times. And another example there. And a missed opportunity there. And Gori's cynically taken down Aslani, and that's going to be a yellow finally for her. Probably coming. A few too many robust challenges for her. And we got the 5 minutes of out of time. Wow, that VAR check really did drag on. So we got 5 minutes of out of time. Slani was on her way through to goal, so Gori just took her down. That's the fan reaction. Sums up a little bit there. And chance now for the captain Aslani to get the ball in the box. Probably a bit too far out for a shot at goal, so I expect a ball here, a dangerous spot, maybe towards the back post. Obviously Hunt, Polkinghorn there to defend. A bit of argy-bargy in the box there, so the referee's going to have to intervene here. There's the ball towards that back post. It's fallen, and a great save. What a save from Mackenzie Arnold. What an effort and a great save through bodies. And understandably, she is furious with the defenders. An awful touch from Carpenter through legs, and Arnold's seen it through bodies and got a strong right hand to it. Awful touch from Carpenter again. Could be costly for Aussies. Cooney Cross done well and nutmegged. And Gori's paid her back. Cooney Cross chases and just evades her. And that clearance just goes out of bounds for the Swedes. But again, Sweden coming very close and probably deserved to have gone to the back of the net there. One's for a remarkable save for Mackenzie Arnold. And it's just moments like that could keep you in games of this, and in these tournament games, those saves can be the difference makers. Catley's throw here. Australia breathing a collective sigh of relief here. Ball and a Fowler. Takes the ball down nicely. But again, just swarmed by the Swedes. Their pressing has been remarkable in this game. Fowler closes it. Closes poorly. And Blackstone is still on goal. And well done by Claire Hunt. Forced her wide. She's made up for the mistake. That'll be a goal kick for the Aussies and Mackenzie Arnold. Once again, Blackstanius and the Swedish forward exposing that high line, exposing Australia committing numbers forward, and it's often 1-on-2 or 1-on-1 towards the Australian goal, which is not a great way to be playing football. I think Aussies just want to get to half-time and reset and retool a few things. Tony Gustafsson could be changing a few things up at half-time, I think. As much as Australia had a good sort of solid 5 to 10 minutes out in the middle of this half, Sweden have dominated the start and the end of it. And probably deserve a 2-goal lead, if anything, at the moment. It's Catley's ball, poor pass. Stanius gets the ball back. That's Rolfo. Aslani's ball couldn't reach his intended target, and Kelly makes up for a mistake. But once again, winning back such high spots here from Sweden. They're locking the ball in the Aussie half. I think they'll be fine just to play the ball out for this first half. Half they look the better side of. Now with the 8 shots, the 4 on target. Obviously that penalty shot from Rolf for hitting the back of the net. 30th minute there, but possession stats are slowly starting to even up here. Australia with a 40% possession to Sweden's 60. And a poor pass from Carpenter once again. Just careless on the ball. Cooney Cross wins it back, and here comes Fowler. Can you find Kerr? She scuffs the pass. And smartly gets the foul there, Gorry. He's right in the face of Aslani. And a bit of beef in the pitch there. Bit of character, it's good. Because ain't no friendly game this one. This is for a third place. And Aslani and Gorry going at it. Gorry won't back down from a challenge, and the referee just saying, let's just calm things down here in the middle. Gorry taking no prisoners out here. Yeah, Aslani just sort of went into the back and pushed Gorry to the ground, and she wasn't taking too kindly to that. And get up and a bit of push and shove, and I don't think Gorry was happy with that challenge at all. As a ball's flung into the box of Cooney Cross. It's fallen to Fowler. Now to Gorry. And a Catley. And Fowler's ball to Kerr. And here come Australia with Kerr. Shot across the box. Oh, great save from Musovic. And they're coming together. And both players have hit the deck. That's a tough old challenge. And Caitlin Ford and the Swedish winger, I believe, is on the ground here. Both players, as Aslani there on the floor, both players flying into each other there. Hope all is well, but that is 2 committed teams. Look at Sam Kerr's shot. So much power and venom in that, and Musovic couldn't get a hold of that. And there's Aslani and Ford. Oh, massive head collision. Just showing the commitment, as I said, it's no friendly this one. It's for a bit of pride. It's for the third place. They're coming together. Already a bump on Caitlin Ford's head there. Yeah, Caitlin Ford, a massive egg on the eyebrow there, you can see. Aslani seems to become off the worst of the two here. She's on the floor. But a massive collision here. And we all know the precautions of concussions and the head, so this will be a very long delay. I'd be surprised if the ref will just call the end to the half here as soon as this next ball is kicked. Aslani does look conscious, which is all good to see. She's up. A great challenge from both individuals. They both went in hard, no backing down, and the Swedish captain was destined to get that ball clear. So good to see everyone's up and well, it seems. Concussion protocols will be all followed, as always is done. But both number 9s committed 100% to that challenge, and just shows a commitment to both. Both obviously looks a little bit dazed, but I think they're both fine, which is always good to see. It's always good to make sure everyone's fine. And half-time whistle will blow from that. So that is half-time, guys. That brings the first half to end. An earlier Swedish penalty goal from Rolfo converted after Claire Hunt made a mistake in the box and took down the Swedish striker. Converted nicely, as I said, from Rolfo. They did late in the first portion of the first half. Australia with a strong fight back after that, but looks like the Swedish have been the better team throughout this game, and a deserved 1-0 lead. I will take a quick break as we sit here for half-time. I'll be back for the second half, though. A big second half ahead of us. Hopefully the Australians can fight back, get an early goal in the second half, and make a big game of it. And I'll see you guys in about 10 or so minutes. See you then. All right, guys, welcome back. Big second half ahead here for the Aussies. Caitlin Ford taped up, it looks like, so let's see how we go. All right, here we go. What to play for in the second half here. Obviously, Aussies wanting to work their way back into this game. They're playing for a bit of pride. They want to prove getting here was no fluke, but so far the Swedish have looked the better side. And instantly straight away, they're on the front foot, getting into the area. Slani, who's also on the pitch as well, which is good to see. He'll dragged in ball. That's fizzed in and wide by Rolfo. Obviously, Rolfo getting on the score sheet earlier. If you weren't with us earlier on, a penalty given away by Claire Hunt. A clumsy old mistake. So hopefully it can make up for the second half here. I think Australia changes probably are needed. Will they be made? Probably not. Tony Gustafsson likes to keep with his 11s. That he stays on the, likes to keep them on the pitch as long as possible. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully the team can work their way back in the game as Sweden once again going forward, but Gorry again going in and winning those 50-50s. She's done all tournament for Australia. Razzo holds the ball up and can't win a throw. Oh, she has won a throw, which is probably the wrong call, but here come Australia now. Sam Kerr has to be the target. Look at that takedown, was lovely. The pass left side, that's sprayed wide, which Catley can receive. Obviously, a lot of Australian players in this World Cup, I think, they developed a good reputation from this tournament so far. They made a great start, and you could be seeing a few big money moves. Some of these girls, I think even like Mary Fowley just on screen now, get a bit more time at Manchester City this season. She's really proved herself as a dynamic and dangerous player with the ball at her feet. Magician-like in that midfield as a 10 or even as a forward when Sam Kerr wasn't playing for the Australians, but really strong start and a great tournament for her. I should expect to see her getting some more play time come the WSL season. As here comes Ellie Carpenter. He picks the ball up and puts a great ball. Look for Sam Kerr. Oh, Sam Kerr was nearly there. That was a first great delivery from the flank I think we've seen all game for Australia. Here comes Sweden the other way, though. Like all games, being quite wide open. Aslani and Gorry going back at it again, but one back by Mary Fowler. And play to Razzo, who's been tripped. And the referee will pay the free kick. Much better start for Australia. That's what we want to see. It was Carpenter from the far right-hand side here for the right-hand flank. She picked that ball up and put a dangerous ball in the area, and a surprise Sam Kerr with their super athletic jump couldn't get a hold of it, but a solid start now. A free kick. Razzo wins it in a dangerous spot. We can set something up here. Steph Catley over the ball. Kearney cross there as well, like always. Need to test the keeper Musovic here. Get some shots on the goal. Like they mentioned in the half-time show, follow up a few of our chances. A few shots at goal, but no forwards following in. There's all good shooting and watching, but you got to follow chances in and get in a dangerous area. Here we go. Australian free kick. Kerr on the near side. Mary Fowler close right-hand side. There it is. Going to Sam Kerr. Can she sneak in? No, she cannot. And it's ushered behind for a Swedish goal kick. Once again, solid start from the Aussies. And Sam Kerr tries mid-jump to kick that ball in. Cooney Cross handballs it. And yeah, referee calls the foul for the handball. As I said earlier in the show, I've gone to 2-1 Australia win, so still not off the cards yet, but I'm going to need a big change in this second half, which we've seen so far in the first few minutes. It's Cooney Cross who's played a wild ball towards Kerr, which Musovic cleanly gets a hold of. There's Polkinghorne's upper halfway, intercepting that ball. Gorry tries to nick it again, and once again, she's everywhere. And once again, that midfield pressure is good, and Cooney Cross can pick that ball up. Really comfortable on this right-hand flank. Doesn't get it. I think you need to use that flank. You need to use the width. They go and try and play Catley's flank, but it hasn't worked out of there again for Australia. And Sweden again in midfield. Driving past the dynamic two there. And Rolfo can play a great little slide ball in. Forward tracking back well and doing incredibly well. And a free kick for a poor foul on Catley, who was just got out of position there. And once again, Sweden exposing Australia, playing a high line and flooding plays into midfield and forward areas. That time was Caitlin Ford dropping in and defending. Now they might be checking, not check the handball. It was questionable for a handball. I think they didn't quite show us, but Caitlin's forearm was outstretched on the floor there, and we've seen those given, so lucky to avoid that VAR check as she's lost the ball in possession in midfield, and it's a 3-on-2, and Agdal, and well blocked. That's Lani's shot. Blocked away from Catherine up there. Aslani seems to be involved in all attacks right now for Sweden. And once again in midfield, Australia weak, losing it. Forward just dilly-dallying on it, and a shot that was probably going to be covered by Arnold, but blocked away and carried away from Hunt there. Kerr, again, an option. And gets a throw for the team and wants to play quickly. Which Mary Fowler tries to receive, and she does. But loses out. Aslani again involved. Sweden getting in dangerous areas once again. It should deflect away for Australian throw, but again, Sweden, they're just always dangerous at the moment. Once you look at Sam Kerr's hold-up play, probably a foul on her, and referee called that shove to the floor. Like in the English game, we saw a fair bit of that when Sam Kerr was basically the subject of just being hacked down or thrown to the ground to avoid her getting too many touches of the football. And just say, yeah, the English, the Swedish player just almost WWE slamming her into the deck. And a poor pass for Katrina Gorry. Here comes Sweden again. Always looking dangerous. And it looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Polking was done well there. Sweden, though, once again, the high press nicking balls back in dangerous areas. I don't know if that actually was a goal kick. It looked like they were poking on last. We'll see how we go here, though. Macker-Arnold take the goal kick. Australia still in desperate need for a goal. Just needs some link-up play. Kerr's ball flicked on. Razzo fouled. Again, teams have read the script. Don't let the likes of Razzo, don't let Caitlin Ford get free runs of the football. Take him down when needed, and that's what they're doing. Anderson dragging Razzo to the ground. Clear free kick. Looks like Tony Gustav's not happy with the treatment of his forward players. He wants a card. He wants a yellow card for them, but it'll be Steph Catley's left foot to float one into a dangerous spot. Kerr pushed off it. Ford nods it down, and it's hacked, cleared away, but will be repelled by Catley. He plays a dangerous ball into Carpenter. What? And Razzo again, tenacious into a tackle. Keeps the ball in the Aussie half. Tony Gustafsson likes the work there, Razzo. Foul with a great deft touch. They can play Kearney Cross in now. And Australia just needs some time possession, needs some time to set something up here. A lot of half chances, a decent start this second half. The first 10 minutes have been strong, but a lot of these chances here where we turn the ball over. And Claire Hunt smartly turns and can start again for Australia. Carpenter wants this ball on the right-hand flank. She will get it from, a wobbly old ball out from Mackenzie Arnold. And the Swedish press again, remarkable. Just that's not letting the Aussies out at all. Just every half chance, every 50-50 ball, the Swedes are on it. Bigger, stronger, and more dominant in those 50-50s in dangerous areas. And look how high they're pressing up. Catley, no space to go. And luckily wins a throw. But the midfield is having no chance to pick the ball up, to turn on the half turn. There's nothing there. Forwards, look at this. Right on Ford's back shoulder. But he's Gordy trying to march through. And ref says play on. That's side to side, the ref thinks. And the Australian fans are not happy one bit. And Sweden once again on the ball. And a poor chance from Mary Fowler. And Aslani again winning a free kick. She is everywhere at the moment. And a bit of frustration maybe for Mary Fowler with that challenge. Bit of frustration. I think it just seems to be coming out at the moment. Few poor challenges from Ford and Fowler. There we go. Chance to get the ball in the box here. Aslani, the captain, who's been instrumental to everything in this second half. Chance her with the ball in the box. She plays low and across the goal face, and Gorry gets rid of it, but injures herself, looks like, in the process. That touch evades the Swede, and Carpenter's interception rolls out of bounds. And 12 minutes into the second half. It's been interesting whole second half as Emily Van Egmont looked like she's getting ready to come on the pitch again. We'll be seeing the same sort of substitutions as we saw in the semi. That will be interesting to see. Now it's Fowler, whose ball was poor, but Sam Kerr picks it up nicely and can play Razzo, who's back to goal, holds the ball well, and there's no foul, there's advantage. And Sweden again just getting in those dangerous areas and winning the ball back. And Aslani again just seems to be running her own football match out there. Approaching now, I think it is time for Emily Van Egmont. It's time for some different sort of looks, maybe more pace on the team, and we're looking a bit slow and a bit weak. Appears Courtney Vine's ready to come on as well, so there's that pace that I asked for. As Carpenter's gone and clattered their own teammate Razzo. Headed on there from Kerr. Target was Razzo, but she couldn't get a hold of that. And a lot of anger on the sidelines from Tony Gustafsson. He wants his substitutes ready. He is an angry man, and understandably, the team has heavily underperformed in the last few games. Oh, like this game and the previous semi-final. As Razzo makes her way, she does not look very happy to be sitting, and Gorry as well coming off, which is a very interesting call. Emily Van Egmont comes off, a bit of height, bit of a presence in the box, and Courtney Vine, a bit of pace on the flank. Courtney Vine, who only 7 days ago scored a winning penalty for the country against France. So can she remake some of that history here in this third place game? It's Carpenter's throw. Australia in a dangerous sort of spot now. Can they make the most of this long throw in? Header away. We'll come back to Carpenter. She can recycle this. Her right-footed ball. That's a poor ball into the box. And Musovic claims quite easily. That sums it up really for Australia. It's a chance like this, these sort of dangerous areas where Carpenter's just misplaced his pass poorly. Courtney Vine got that straight on and straight running at the defenders there. Van Egmont in a bit of a deep position. She picks the ball up. Looks like she'll be partnering or slightly ahead of Cooney Cross, who's going to sit in and looks a bit deeper. There's Caitlin Ford, who wins a throw. Instantly want to get the ball into play. And Van Egmont can pick the ball up and swing this ball to this right-hand side, where Carpenter's wanting the ball a lot throughout this game. It's Mary Fowler now, who's done well. The ball to feet. Oh. And Cooney Cross' tackle goes straight into the path of Aslani, who once again is dangerous, and Laxtonen right for the ball across for Aslani and in the back of the net. And it's what Aslani probably deserved and Sweden deserved. They make it 2-0. And that is probably the game. Well worked goal end to end. All came from Cooney Cross's rash challenge that fell in the path of Aslani. She just drove with the ball, took on defenders, played it across to the forward, and then when the chance came and she had the opportunity, one-on-one with the keeper, she slotted it into the far corner and drawing the defender, yeah. And Mary Fowler couldn't. She's so deep tracking the run. As a forward, it probably shouldn't be this deep tracking runs, but she had to track that run from Aslani and just didn't stay with her. Catley came narrow and a really, really good finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Again, Mackenzie Arnold can't do much about that. That is a solid finish, and I've been saying it all in this second half. Aslani's been pivotal in every single play at the moment, and she's deserved that goal, and she's got it. And Australia going out pretty sad in this third place playoff. A lot to do now for the Australians. Unfortunate way probably to finish it off if this is the way it finishes. Just couldn't come good at important times, and looking like they'll be heading home here quite unhappy with the last two games. Unless Caitlin Ford here, who nods on but not in the path of Sam Kerr. It was an unbalanced midfield though. You lose Gorry in midfield. Yeah, I think arguably is Australia's best player at the moment on the pitch, and that's what happens. Done in transition, all game, the transition play, Sweden have looked dangerous, and when we just expose the midfield a little bit more, it was there to be seen as Vine plays Fowler. Fowler's ball doesn't reach Caitlin Ford. Another chip ball at the back. Axtanius puts pressure on Claire Hunt. He does well that time. And it looks like Australia going to throw some caution to the wind here. Ellie Carpenter steaming forward by Vine. A dump ball which Sam Kerr just can't quite get a hold of. There's promising moments here for Australia. Just can't put a solid sort of 10 to 20 minutes together, and half chances haven't been taken care of. Careless passes, careless mistakes. And that's what hurts you in this tournament football game, especially in the last four of a tournament. High quality teams, quality European teams in and without possession. And here comes Sweden again, and third ball. That's an awesome ball, and Catley with a great last-ditch challenge. That was definitely needed, because otherwise they're a one-on-one chance. And Caitlin Ford again getting so deep to defend. Australia stretch to the max here. The exit ball to Kerr, who had a slide to Cooney Cross, who slides in again. Studs up, which Asllani didn't like the look of. Now Carpenter's had a lot of ball in the second half to Van Egmont, the substitute, with a really, really audacious ball to no one in particular. And again, Sweden can repel and play their type of football. Disappointing second half start here, despite Australia having some chances, just unable to put any sort of score pressure on the goal. And once again, Sweden looking in position 1A at the moment. They've had the 11 shots, the 5 on target. Australia's 7 shots, 3 of which will be on target. But they slipped through again. Blackstonius couldn't finish. The flag's up. Mackenzie Arnold, they made herself big. What a great save, Mackenzie Arnold. But once again, Sweden just pass and pass the Aussies like they were witches' hats there. That midfield is so... Oh, she might even be onside there, Blackstonius. But again, Mackenzie Arnold makes herself big, and a great save with a left thigh there. As it looks like Asllani now is coming off the pitch. So influential in the second half. Deserved of the goal. We're just looking at the onside here for that second goal, and yeah, Claire Hunt playing Blackstonius onside in the initial build-up play. And the ball was returned to Asllani, and she waltzed in and smashed that ball back on that right foot into the right bottom corner, and Sweden being clinical when they need to be. And you can just see in that replay there, the Swedish fans out in force. They'll be very, very happy with this performance. And Asllani continued to play after that massive head knock. Has continued to improve the second half. Blackstenius also off as well, as Blomqvist and Hertik come on for Sweden. Van Egmont too careless in possession. She turns the ball over. And once again, the press from the Swedes, remarkable. So hard to play past them. Hertik straight away in the action, and her ball deflects into the safe hands of Mackenzie Arnold, but a very, very solid start there from Hertik. But once again, Australia just cannot keep possession of the football, and it's all because of the Sweden press at the moment. They're getting high and up into the face of the Australians. We saw against Canada, they had more time on the ball, Australia, and that was arguably the best game that Australia have played in this tournament. That's when they had more time possession, time to play their passes, more time for Mary Fowler and Caitlin Ford in forward areas. In this game, we haven't seen much of them anywhere near, I guess, the edge of the area where we want them to see them. Sam Kerr presses high and forces an Australian throw there. Mary Fowler staying with it. And the handball foul on the Swedes for camping over the football. Chance now again. Cooney Cross and Catley. 2 set piece takers to get a ball into a dangerous spot, right? A goal now is probably necessary, needed, and a must, I think, for this game to be interesting for the last 20 or so minutes. You've got Van Egmont. You've got Claire Hunt. You've got Sam Kerr in there. Got to hit one of them on the head. It's Cooney Cross with a very deep ball into Hunt. He gets across the... And it's... Oh! Hit straight at the keeper. I think it was Polkinghorne, but Musevic with a great save. Oh, and that basically sums up Australia's day. Claire Hunt getting on the back of a well-lofted ball in by Cooney Cross, and at point-blank range, Polkinghorne just anywhere but there. Oh, and Australia again. Opportunities missed after opportunities missed at the moment. And Polkinghorne, the most experienced of the Aussies, will be, I think, upset with herself there. Point blank. Here's Hurtig. Now, well crowded out there by Vine and Carpenter. Now Cooney Cross can do her thing in midfield and spray a ball out wide. There's Ford. Catley's gone and run the overlapping run. It's fallen to Mary Fowler. Well played from Van Egmont now. We're within now the final 20 minutes with Courtney Vine. Touch evades, and that's just going to trickle out of play. There's a few big games on in the Premier League tonight. Well, we've got a bit of a down moment here. Obviously, my boys, Manchester United, playing midnight here in Perth. Obviously, 2 a.m. out there in the Eastern States. That'll be a big game to watch against Tottenham Hotspur. Also, Man City and Newcastle, the 2 big sides, probably the 2 top 4 locks going head to head. Also later tonight as well. As Chiliak looks like she's prepared to come on here. Bit more pace. Now Van Egmont. Oh, poor pass. And well done by Cooney Cross. He wins it back. And she's going to drive. Oh, unfortunately, crowded out and crowded away from her. And once again, Sweden in possession. There's Hurtig again. Must come on and been as good as Aslani when she was on. We'll still to play for here. You never know. Football's a weird game, so hopefully the Australians can get on the score sheet here in the next sort of few minutes. We could have a nice grandstand finish. Courtney Vine in all the action once again. As Chidiok seems to be getting her final messages before she goes out there. Murray Fowler. Can't play in Kerr. And once again, the Swedes just so much stronger in midfield and in possession. Slip ball in. Well worked away by Polkinghorne, but no one there. It's going to come right back here with the Swedes. And a great pull in. Oh. And the Swedes unlucky not to score. Dangerous area. And Courtney Vine's chasing down this half ball. And done well. What a throw for the Australians. Another double change for the Aussies. Chidiak, she's ready to come on. Nevin coming on as well. And Ellie Carpenter will sit down. He's had probably a disappointing last few games. Big mistake in the semi and struggled in this game as well with just that sort of end product where Australia struggled, I guess, with in both games. But more attacking changes, Polking on off as well. And Chudiak will join that sort of front five now almost. There's Sam Kerr, takes it down well. Looks like Mary Fowler from the left, Kerr and Ford out the middle. And Vine will look like you're playing as a fullback in this new system. There's Catley. Kerr still down, but Catley continues to play on. Ball in the Chudiak direction. Head touch just evades her. She can recycle to Vine. Who can fizz a ball in. And it's Fowler. Oh, and it just hasn't landed well. And Kerr's still down. Referee hasn't stopped the play. And the referee finally calls a halt to the game. And Kerr has not moved, it looks like. Look at that calf again. Sam Kerr. Looks like, oh, she gets her leg caught in the challenge. Looked like she's holding her calf, but it could also be a high ankle there. Looks like the ankle gets caught. But yeah, she's holding that calf. And that doesn't look like a good sign for Australia and neither for the Chelsea women's team. And she was in a lot of discomfort here. I don't think she'll be able to keep going as much as she probably want to. Reception for the crowd for Australia's superstar. And looks like, unsure if you're going to continue playing, but doesn't look as confident as we've seen prior. And that reception says it all. Sam Kerr back on the pitch, hobbling and clearly struggling there, but we'll see how she goes. Obviously the superstar of this World Cup. National treasure, Sam Kerr. There's Van Egmond again. He controls the ball nicely. And about 13 minutes to go. Taking over to 12 minutes to go. You think it'd be now or never for Australia to get a goal. You'd think this would be the time. Hunt will whip this ball towards the area. It's a poor ball. That's a real centre-back pass, isn't it? Here's Kearney Cross. He's been barged over. He's been good all day in that midfield. Her and Gorry really stood out. He's taken a battering in there. Maybe his ball. Good ball. Oh, and Chidiac nearly got on the end of it. Claire Hunt now can send this ball back into a spot. Chidiac now wide of a Vine, but just evades her. And once again, the Swedish defence on song. Haven't allowed much past them today. They've been very, very good. Oh, and that Van Egmont touch is awful. Once again, transitionally, Sweden looking remarkable. And Catley's sweeping up again from that left-hand side, like she's done all World Cup, it's felt like. And rolls the ball out of play. Sweden keeping the ball in that area. They're keeping the ball locked in that corner. We approach the last 10 minutes of this third place game. Sweden's looking like the better team so far. There's Johnny Infantino on the screen. I think this World Cup has been a success. I think hopefully he sees that and get more footballing events here in Australia. But an unfortunate end to what's been a solid World Cup for Australia. I think obviously the national support has been the biggest thing and the biggest win out of it all. But I think at the end of the day, if fourth place probably isn't exactly where they want it to be, especially on the form they had. There's Sam Kerr checking out a ball. Shame once again you can't make the most of a home World Cup. Oh, dangerous cross, but Musovic again, very good today. Solid with any ball in her sort of area. And came and collected that ball well, that cross. Just look at their possession stats in the last 10 minutes. Sums up the game, really. 60% to about 20%. Sweden has done their job. Once again, that pressing nature. So hard to play out from the back against these Swedes. Super consistent. Oh, what a run. And into the area for the number 19. Tricking past 4-5 Aussies and taking it to the bar line now. Canaro. Oh, super dangerous. The WSL athlete, I think from Chelsea as well. So another one of those Chelsea talents. They seem to be everywhere around this World Cup. Nice quick feed and just evaded the ball rolling out of play for the goal kick. But as I was saying before, I think a solid World Cup for the recognition of football in this country, but I think a real shame the Matildas couldn't go on to make a World Cup final or win this third place game from the position they'll win. I think they'll be quite upset that couldn't capitalise on a really big opportunity to really get things out of this World Cup. But at the end of the day, the crowds, the growth of the game, hopefully, the attention it's gained, hopefully will do the benefit of the football in Australia enough. I think I'll do a video in the next few days summarising the impact this World Cup and the Matildas have had on the country and on football in this land, because it's really changed the sporting scape, I think, around the country, and hopefully it hangs on. See a lot of that during the World Cup for the men's side. for a good sort of month there. Football's the biggest thing in this country, but it always slowly fades away. So hopefully this can stick and can make the most of this high the Matildas have given us here in this country. So look out for that video coming out very soon, hopefully. I'll be getting that guys out there to you guys as soon as I possibly can. But as far as this game goes, Sweden again, just almost too experienced in these sort of third place games. They've won it, I think, 3 or 4 times now for this third place. So experience at the craft of winning the 4th place playoff. And a great job here, great, well-managed game today. Done what they needed to do, and despite not making a final, they'll still be happy to get a hold of this 3rd place. There's Kearney Cross. Now Van Egmont. Well, this Shogelsen's coming on. Hasn't really got to the pace of the game. Her touches evaded her. We tick over to the last 5 minutes now of this 3rd place game. Mary Fowler rolls that ball into Caitlin Ford. He just cannot release. And Courtney Vine marching back to defend after bowling forward to attack. And Blomqvist forced wide from Claire Hunt. Well done. That ball just trickle out of play there for a goal kick for the Aussies. Yeah, there's a stats on the staying. Rubinson and Goodall, both of those two super important defensively for the Swedes and allow them to counter-attack so well. That counter press they have, that quick press out in the face of the Aussies, and not allow them to have much time on the ball. And it stood out today for me for being one of their strong suits, as Vine's ball is poor and put out for a throw for the Aussies. Yes, Kearney Cross again. Look at that, fighting and battling that midfield and winning the foul well. Super effort from Kearney Cross, consistent throughout. There you go, Kerr to hit, others to hit. That's an awful ball. That hasn't even made to Sam Kerr. And it's that sort of lack of quality, I think, that's really kept Australia, kept them short here in the semi-final against England, and even in Sweden. The separation quality is there to be seen. Sam Kerr seems to have run off that knock she picked up. Sweden will probably just look to run down this clock with a bit of possession. There's Van Egmont and Chidiac. He wins a foul, and a poor challenge from Rubinson, who's been ultra aggressive all game. Nasty into tackles. Picks up a yellow, it looks like. After the complaints of Gustafsson, she does pick up a yellow after all. And Sembrabat, which apparently is going to be a last World Cup for the sound of it. Gets her a chance to come on for the last minute or so plus stoppage time, which will be quite long with the substitutes and the Sam Kerr injury. Catley's ball poor again and into a nothing area. Musovic once again really solid in collecting that ball. We just tick toward the last 30 seconds here of this 90 minutes. Sweden still pressing so hard. Look at that. Nicking the ball back, and well played by Claire Hunter. Headed back to Arnold. Already has 6 minutes added on to this game. 6 minutes to see if Australia can get on the score sheet. Or will Sweden add even more misery to the Matildas' effort in this one here. For anyone in there having a watch, thanks for joining us. Especially the last two streams. The semi-final in this one here. It's been good fun. Not quite the result us Aussies wanted, but definitely a great experience nonetheless to be in a major tournament semi-final in a third place game. There's Cooney Cross again. Look how good she's been. She sprays the ball into midfield now. Nevin. Ford's ball, much better, into a good spot. Oh, and Courtney Vine just couldn't get up. And Chidiak will chase it down, but Lundqvist will clear. We have 5 more minutes of out of time to go. That cross ball pass doesn't quite reach forward. Even down to these final few minutes, Sweden are looking so good. Closing down, pressing. Kelly receives a forward pass. The reverse ball doesn't reach Kelly. Now it does for Van Egmond. Mary Fowler's released down his left-hand side. Her ball in the box is dangerous. It's over Kerr's head. Solid effort. Cooney Cross has a shot. That's deflected away. And Van Egmond, well wide. Repeated efforts at goal there for the Australians. Arguably their best little passage there. It's finally a good ball put in the box. Mary Fowler with great flight. Nearly reaching Sam Kerr at the back post. And Cooney Cross driven her ball back into the area like she did in the first half. And that Van Egmond effort was left a lot to be desired. Cooney Cross, what a deft touch. And a poor challenge from Cooney Cross to the back. There, free kick for Sweden. Blomqvist winning that one. You go, free kick driven to a dangerous spot, but just trickles away and out for a goal kick. As you pan around the ground, a lot of upset faces, and I can concur with that. Quite upsetting. It's not quite been a dramatic fairy tale ending, but sport never always is. That's why the good moments are so good. Matilda's done well so far in this tournament without much reward. It's going to be like maybe something here though. Here goes Catley. Dangerous ball. Vine pushed out of it and ushered away by the Swedish defenders. And taking that well. Blomqvist, oh, ball out of play. And the Swedes will be happy to keep a clean sheet. It'll be a moral victory, especially for the defenders as well. They'll be happy. This could be the 4th clean sheet of this tournament if they do keep it. Whoa, a massive. Hertig just shoulder checked Chidiac. And that was I don't know what that was all about. Hertig just kicked the ball away as well. You're winning 2-0 and it's 2 minutes to go in extra time and she's lost her head. Not sure about that from the substitute. That leaves us show another set piece now. Chance for Cooney Cross to finally put a good ball in an area of some importance. Give Sam Kerr Fowler his likes a chance, but that is also an awful ball in the box as well. And that sums it up really. Poor delivery. And Musovic is laughing, basically sums it up. I've made her task very, very easy today. And we're now basically a minute to go. Looks like we're getting a 2-0 result. Catley drives. There we go. 30 odd seconds left in this one. Australia still giving a good old crack, which is respect for that. They're pushing to the final whistle. As Viney flicks on, and that will fall into Musovic's hands, and she'll let that take as much time as possible. And the Sweden fans there on the screen, they're enjoying it. They're loving it. Another 3rd place finish for them at a World Cup tournament. A success for them, I guess, in many ways. Into a hostile environment. They've got a good result and a classy performance from start to finish. As we tick into the final second now. And that should be all of it. Oh, the referee lets play. Ball flicked on. Forward now. Has a shot well wild over the crossbar. And that will be that there. That's full time. And the Swedes get the 3rd place finish again. The 3rd time they've got that, and back-to-back disappointments for Australia. Back-to-back poor performances for them. They're seeing the sideline sum it all up. A very happy Swedish manager and Swedish players, but once again Australia falling drastically short. Thanks for joining in, guys, for this live stream. It's been a great World Cup so far. A shame the Australians couldn't get it done in the end of it all, but Sweden deserving that win 2-0. I'll see you guys in a video or a podcast very soon. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great rest of your day.